Hey everybody, I'm Seth Jones, editor-in-chief of Landscape Management Magazine. Very excited to be doing another episode of LM's At Home Edition here on the Zoom. This week I have a new guest. He is one of the founders of Steel Green Manufacturing. He's the sales manager for Steel Green based in Lebanon, Indiana. It's my pleasure to welcome to LM's At Home Edition, Matt Smith. Matt, thanks for taking the time to chat with me today.
Thanks, Seth. Appreciate it. And we're excited, or I'm excited to be here and talk a little bit about Steel Green.
Good. So, Matt, you and I had a chance to catch up at the LM Growth Summit last year, and so I got to learn a lot about your company. But for those of the folks who are watching who might not be real familiar with you guys, can you just give me the short version of who you guys are and what you do?
Yep, we did meet and had a good time, and you got to see my horrible golf swing. So, yeah, for those not familiar with Steel Green, it's basically we're a manufacturer of zero-turn spreader sprayers. Um, there are five founders of Steel Green, all of which came from LT Rich Z Spray Company. Um, Brent Mills, Scott Jones, Craig Conyer, Mike Floyd, and myself are the founders, and we've all been together in one fashion or another for over 15 years. Able to start Steel Green up and with one of our partners, Advanced Turf Solutions, and be celebrating our 2-year anniversary coming up in July.
Okay, fantastic. So we've had some weirdness in the country for a few months now. Right now you and I are talking in it's early June, but your company recently went through a mandated sales blackout where you guys couldn't
Yep.
have any contact with your customers. And this is coinciding at the same time where people can't even have contact with each other based on a global pandemic that breaks out. So you guys were in a real
Right.
interesting situation here. Um, I think what I was interested to hear from you is, Matt, is if you could tell me about how did you guys handle coming out of the blackout, and where were we at in the pandemic, and how have you guys rolled with the extra punches that you've been taking lately?
Yeah. So, I mean, first and foremost, we worked our tail off prior to the blackout period, making sure all of our dealers were fully stocked. All the direct orders were shipped out, tons of travel prior to March 1st. And it's strange enough, we spent 5 or 6 months traveling trade shows, going to, your events, um, and all of a sudden you think we're down in Slidell, Louisiana, delivering 4 units. And on our way back, that's when we started noticing there was something going on. The more traveling towards the end of February, people were starting to wear masks, and um, you could kind of feel it, I guess, in the air that there was something happening. And of all times to have a black sales blackout period, March and April of 2020 worked out selfishly in our favor. We weren't able to travel. No one was really out there doing anything. Um, so in a very strange time and in place, we kind of got lucky there. Um, an unfortunate part about that pandemic happening was, you know, or I guess there were good and bad. Obviously the bad is all the people, being sick. The good though was the landscape companies. Most of those guys were still out there working and making money. And you know, when we heard the news there would be shutdowns, of course you get nervous and you start thinking, what if, you know, things aren't going to pop back up, and lawn care guys are not going to be spending money. And luckily for this industry, and that hasn't been the case for most of it. So we feel pretty lucky the position we're in. Um, Again, it's strange times, but we're positive with where we're at in the industry, um, and coming out of the blackout period again was the unknown, right? And we feel better now that it's June 3rd. Now we're feeling better about our position in the industry too.
Good, good. Yeah, I did really didn't know where you were going to go with that, Matt, from when I wrote that question down, because I didn't know how that if it was like doubly frustrating, but it turns out that if there was going to be a shut out the lights moment, that it kind of coincided with that. That's interesting for you guys.
It was scary to
Yeah.
think that we would go into it. Of course, when you're not able to talk to certain customers during that time, really no one was communicating it anyway.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of use that word selfishly as a business owner. We kind of made out there, I guess, so to speak.
Great. I've asked this of some other people too. I just because I find these things interesting. When you have my job, you get to go do a lot of tours of manufacturing facilities and just see behind how the sausage is made. And what's it like for you guys out there in Lebanon, Indiana? What has this done to your process? How have you had to adjust to stay, coronavirus safe and
Right.
keep production up?
So we definitely instilled the whole social distancing uh, process. In many cases, or in some of those weeks during the months of March and April, we were sending people home paid. We just wanted everyone to be safe, and we were trying to do our part to keep everyone away from each other as much as possible. So we were doing like split shifts, manipulated the manufacturing line a little bit where guys could work individually and not feel like they were right next to each other, taking temperatures before they come in the door or clock in for work. We were masks, definitely wearing masks all day, and cleaning the facility, making sure tools and the line is staying as clean as possible, trying to keep everyone safe. So that's been a little more of the interesting part about this is that dynamic. Normally you're not cleaning your tools, normally not wearing masks. It's strange times.
For sure. Matt, this is a little bit off the topic, but just industry trends. I'm wondering if you could, when you guys said you were willing to come on and do this, I was wondering what I could ask that maybe you could give me a special insight that others might not have. And you guys are known for making customized equipment to where you don't mind taking a call, and if someone says, "Hey, can you move this over here and this over here, and I want this in the back and this in the front." Are you seeing any trends in the industry in terms of what people are asking for? And specifically, I thought it'd be interesting to know if you're seeing any trends based on granular versus liquid fertilizer requests, or is it just, or is it just kind of business as usual?
When you get those customized machines, and yes, we are known now for, due to one customer in particular, Jim Beveridge in Yards Done Right out there in Cleveland, Ohio. He kind of opened that door for us being really listening to customers and getting that feedback and creating custom machines. That door was definitely pushed open by Jim with his, kind of with his creation we made for him, which is an all liquid unit, kind of going into that question you're asking. We initially thought that all liquid unit would be a maybe 1 to a year machine, and it's been one of our top selling machines. And it's because we listen to the customer and the end user. And though it's hard as a manufacturer, you don't want to have too many options to make the building process take longer than it should. But that's been our niche, figuring out that if those applicators can make more money on a specialty piece of equipment like that, they're going to make more money. They're going to spend hopefully back with us and additional machines. So we enjoy those projects, and not that we are able to help everyone. We do try our best to listen and give those guys a voice. We are seeing more liquid applications versus granular in certain markets. So that's kind of interesting. It's always neat to see what's going to happen next. Right now, it goes in spurts.
Well, Matt, I'll let you get back to what you're doing. Appreciate you, my friend, and we'll stay in touch. Everybody, this is Matt Smith. He's one of the founders of Steel Green Manufacturing based in Lebanon, Indiana. I'm Seth Jones. Thanks for checking in with us here at Landscape Management's At Home Edition.
Awesome. Thank you.